Hello. This is Tayu, your emotional support animal. Hi. I'm glad you like my voice. I hope you can hear me. The ad is still running. Also, hang on. I need to do a thing. I was just checking if I can have chicory music playing without getting like struck or anything. Because apparently Celeste music is really a thing about copyright and stuff. And Celeste music is written by Lena Raine. So yeah, same as Chicory's soundtrack. So sorry, I might be a little bit all over the place today because my brain is still all like blah. Because for anyone who doesn't know, it turns out that I've been poisoning myself. I've had like issues with my throat for the past 2 months-ish. And it turns out that kind of coincides with the last time I was at the ENTs. And last time I was at the ENT, they recommended that, to help with the dryness that comes from the, what's it called, cortisone nose spray, I should take some ointment. And then it turns out that the ointment contains sesame oil, which I had forgotten that I'm like allergic against. So that explains things. And yeah, my throat is still struggling. And I'm still very tired, but we're gonna try to make this work. Also, hello. Carrie Chat, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, that's a big ouchie. At least, hopefully, from now on, maybe I can avoid sesame in more places, and maybe it's gonna help me in the long run get more healthy and overall. Would you be okay with fan art if you could design? I would be like super honored. Oh my. Hello. Man, I'm glad you like my design so much. That makes me really happy. I designed it myself. That's one of my proudest accomplishments. Yes. It was a whole big process. But yeah, I think it worked out. Been drawing Valentine's portraits of people recently. Ooh. Oh my. I'm already getting Valentine's. That's so... Wow. I'm not used to this. Wow. Stumbled upon you in Kofuhara server. Ah, okay. I'm glad. I'm glad you found me. Yeah, Kofuhara is probably gonna also be at my birthday stream, which is gonna be on the 28th in February. Gonna do a thing where like I invite people in to talk one-on-one for like 50 minutes at a time. And it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, okay, so blah blah blah. Also a great reason to get you some art. Yeah! I agree. Oh man, that is so sweet of you. Thank you. Okay, let me scroll up. Mr. How do I pronounce your name? Mr. Wasicial? Is that it? Congrats on being first and howdy. Yeah, I start my streams unmuted because I don't know. I don't think I'm in any danger of saying anything like embarrassing. And if anything, the most likely embarrassing thing that's going to happen is that I forget to turn it back on. La la la, absent-minded viewing, la la la. Well, that is that is a perfectly fine kind of viewing. Hello there. Hello there, Midas. Nice to see you again. Richard, nya 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 nya. Hello, hello. Hello, little Richard. Likewise, good friend. And Pavlov, hi. Go eat some bad leaves in the field, indeed. some, well, it's more like bad seeds, honestly, rather than bad leaves. But it does leave me suffering. Anyway. Anyway, glad that I got to discover you though. Aw, I'm glad you got to discover me too. Yeah. That sounds kind of conceited, but I'll stand by it. Okay, so, for anyone who doesn't know, I do mental health study streams because I want to be a mental health content creator. But it's been a process. Because, you know, I got that whole, got that whole, tunnel vision and depression and anxiety and whatnot. So, yeah, it's been a difficult time getting, like, the actual content creation off the ground. But this month, we're gonna start it. As soon as my voice is back to normal, I'm gonna start voicing some stuff, and I already have an editor to put it into like a form that I can put into shorts, and then I'll work my way up to the big video essay that I already have, like, mostly done. Banana Ben, hi! And also Cat, hi! How you feeling? Yeah, I'm still struggling. I'm suffering from the brain soup and from the throat pains and stuff. But I hope I can hold out for like 3 hours, get some work done. I'm really excited to go back through adult children with emotionally immature parents. That was one of, if not the most important books I've covered here. Like, it's a subject that really is extremely important to a lot of people. And, you know, I've been recently watching a lot of The Click, who does a lot of videos on like r/insane parents. And, you know, up until that point, I've only had, like, you know, my own experience, of course, which is not that extreme. Like, I had, like, a mother who was like a little bit emotionally unstable and, you know, a little unpredictable in that regard. Sometimes a little strict in some ways and stuff like that. And a father who was, like, emotionally distant. But I didn't have a parent who was like a real main character syndrome, narcissist, that kind of crazy stuff. And I feel like a lot of people have those kinds of experiences. And now I really have, like, a better idea of, like, how that looks in practice. And that's gonna give me a whole new perspective reading back through those notes. You've read that book? Yeah, it's really good. It is. Yeah, it really is. It's just a subject that, yeah, that is extremely important, and most people don't really have, like, that awareness of. But yeah, let's bring that up. Oh wait, how are we gonna do this? Hang on. I'm gonna... Hang on. I'm gonna put this into a new window. This tab. Then also switch my account. So you guys don't see my private account, and here we are. Okay. Scroll back down. By the way, Alterian, hi. By the way, please consider following my YouTube channels. I've got one that I'm gonna be, well, it's for my VODs, but also, I'm gonna start streaming there soon, and I hope to eventually move mainly to YouTube, because it's better about like monetization and about pushing smaller creators. So yeah, seems pretty normal. Most people aren't that aware or mature, unfortunately. Yeah. Or aware of what maturity really means, I suppose. Alright. Not to bring it back up, sorry I'm so badly prepared. Here we are. Oh, Robiffle, hi! Been a while since I hopped on these streams. Last I was here, you didn't have the 3D model. Oh my, it's been a while. Hello. Things are going pretty well. Nice to see you again. How have you been? Okay. Oh wow, that's a great cutout. Hang on. How does this work again? Like this. Here I am. This is me. This is all of me. Call me Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay. And also, I would like a window capture or obsidian. I said I would like a window capture for obsidian. Please? Please? No? What? Come on. I believe in you. There we are. This is always the most exciting part of the stream, isn't it? Oh, wait. Window capture? Oh, great job. That is not full screen. Ah. Oh right, I forgot it does that thing. It doesn't like when I switch out of the window. Okay, there we are. Been doing pretty well. I got into making VR chat models as a pastime. I've gotten pretty good. Ooh. Oh, that is cool. VR chat models. That is pretty intense. People must have like pretty high standards for those. All right, let me scroll up here. That's probably as far as it gets, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So, it's tedious, but I enjoy it. Yeah, I imagine it's very much like one of those sculpting processes. Like, how do I explain it? Like when I rigged my 2D model, which you can see down here, it was like a thing that was at first very stressful, but then once I had the processes going and it was just a matter of like getting everything to look how I want it, just nudging stuff around until it looks right. Like that was a process that was just something that I could feel out for several hours and have stuff running in the background. And it was just it was a nice kind of work. The kind of work where you really just you feel that you're making something and it takes your attention, but you can also like just vibe while something else is happening. It makes me kind of jealous I couldn't make your model, but the ship has sailed. Ah, alas. I don't know, maybe one day like I'll have enough money for like a smaller model, like a little cute Teiyu for, I don't know, a redeem or for some other streams. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so who knows? I'm not here to press anything. No worries. Ah, Reverie, hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, so Chapter 1. Emotional loneliness is a result of emotional neglect during childhood. Characteristics of emotionally immature parents. 4 main types of emotionally immature parents. Coping skills that children develop. Internalizers and externalizers. Ah, thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, that's a good call. Gonna have to hydrate a lot. The internalizer type in depth. The process of realizing the problem. The maturity awareness approach. Success stories and how to find someone who'll treat you right. So this book, first of all, we're gonna be, well, a big part at first gonna be basically defining what emotional maturity is, and or rather what emotional immaturity is. And then, gonna have to bounce. Take care. Have a good time. I'm glad to have you. I'm glad to have had you here to hang out and stuff. Yeah. Have a good one. Hope to see you again soon. Yeah. And then, yeah, the results of the kind of influence you have, the kind of influence that emotionally immature parents have on you growing up is also a big thing. Because, yeah, also, of course, it goes into why your parents play such a big role in your emotional development. And, the results of why what goes wrong when it doesn't go the way it should. Then, yeah, figuring out, like, how do you overcome this stuff? And finally, it even goes into, like, people who've basically had immature parents as a role model for how relationships work while growing up, because like we model our expectations of how connection with other people works based on our first exposure to relationships, to our first relationships rather. And then so that may I shave off your ear fur? I would rather not. But I does with you. And yeah. People who had parents like that are more prone to ending up in romantic relationships that also aren't healthy. And yeah, it also goes into like how to recognize that in relationships and find someone who will treat you right, basically. Okay, so first of all, defining emotional loneliness, the result of not getting enough emotional intimacy from other people. If this is a chronic feeling, you probably had parents who didn't provide you with enough emotional closeness. No, it's okay. It'll go into emotional intimacy. Children can't understand why parents would not provide this intimacy that they instinctively yearn for, so they'll feel like they are the ones who did wrong. The emotional bonds with your caretakers are the foundation in your brain of how relationships work throughout your life. So this is bad. Right. Because when you're a child, you're basically like a little animal. And all you know instinctively is that you're helpless, and there are these big people who have to provide for you, and if they don't, you die. And that is a big thing. Like for me, it was a whole thing like where I, my parents' relationship was very strained, and I feel like every time I spoke out, basically every time I made them stressed, it just gave me this idea that like, uh-oh, they don't like that. I'm making them unhappy, and I should stop doing that. So I turned into a person who really does not like to, occupy space more than necessary and lean on people, that kind of thing. And it just, yeah, it's a deep it really has a deep effect on you, on like how you develop like this inherent sense of self-worth. That is something that like confident people have. Is this inherent idea that like they are worth something no matter what they do. And those people, more likely than not, they had parents who just took care of them no matter what. Like, no matter what they needed, well, you know, at least as like an infant, when they really were helpless, you know, after a point, obviously, you have to not spoil the children. But back when they're like really helpless, you've got to be taking care of their needs so they can develop this understanding that like, I will be taken care of and it's gonna be okay. Basically, like that really ingrains in your brain this idea that it's going to be okay. So let me take some notes because like the whole, why are you talking behind a screenshot of YouTube? Because hang on. Oh. Wait, I did not think this through. Hang on, sorry. I need to put this window capture back here. Wait, no, you guys can. Can't you bring your model to the front? Hang on. I made mistakes. Mistakes were made. Transparent background, yes, please. Please do. Render environment, no. Wait, it doesn't show this though. Ah, hello there. Okay. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Ah, message, hello. Sorry, I was gone for a while there. Okay, wait. There's a lot going on here, so... What is going on here? What's new in 1.8? I don't care, honestly. So, mental health notes. Yeah, I want to take some notes for short form content. I'm going to be making a lot of little shorts where I go over some small bits of knowledge to arm people with that I learned throughout my study stream knowledge. And also, here's some notes that I got from the click. Hang on, let's revisit that. What did I note here? Stuff like going outside and sports for mental health is a lot like tea when you have a cold. It can help you with the symptoms in some way, but does nothing to actually heal the issue. Yeah, that's a really good way to explain it. Like, it's not like, go outside and do a sports, you know, is bad when you're struggling with mental issues, but it doesn't really address the issue itself. The Ba! Hi there, Ba! Or rather, Izzy. I guess I should call you Izzy? Hello. There was an example of how parents carry forward that trauma. Ah, right, yeah. That was an example of insane parents basically saying, you can't rely on anyone, so I'm expressing my love to my child by basically dumping them and making them realize that they can't rely on me either, because you can't rely on anyone. And yeah, that is my understanding of how to prepare this child for the real world. And that's like, that's disturbing. Because that's how people develop like paranoia and like trust issues and whatnot. And that's not strength. You need a strong basis for emotional like development. Did someone say paranoia? I guess I did. Why? Fish love is an interesting concept. Love the way a man loves a fish. So, yeah, a man who is starving and has a fish, he loves that fish, but not in a way that's good for the fish. Just in the way that the fish can provide for it, and that is going to be extremely important going through this book. Abusers be like, I don't remember that happening. Ah, right, yeah. No shit, Sherlock. For me, it was a formative memory that forever changed the way my brain processes information. And for you, it was a fucking Tuesday. That is extremely potent. An extremely potent way to put it. Yeah. The stuff that traumatizes you, it's gonna stick with you. And yeah, the axe forgets what the tree remembers, indeed. Hi there, Kay. How are you doing? I heard a psychologist that said that assigning a psychologist too fast might actually cause more mental issues, at least for kids. Assigning a psychologist too fast, so it makes them feel like they have greater issues than they actually do. Oh. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's an issue that is worth looking out for any therapist, but it's, you know, it's something that you can probably like nip in the bud, right? Like, it's not something that will inevitably happen. Like kids that were sent to a psychologist right after a divorce. I mean, some I guess, I don't know. I don't know the details on that. I could imagine that maybe like there are some people who are too quick to put their children in therapy, even though it's like they're just angry and upset about something in a totally normal way. Made them feel like they should have an issue even if they don't. Yeah. It's like something that I heard from another patient at the clinic that I go to. He was like, oh yeah, I'm depressed because like my wife died like a few months ago or something like that. And he was like, I don't think you're depressed and need medication for this. I think you're just mourning, and that is perfectly normal. And yeah, for something like that, I totally agree, yeah. Like sometimes being sad and stuff like that, that's just part of being human. Like sometimes that is the perfectly normal response. It takes a while for some wounds to heal. But yeah, I can see that being a thing, that people are just like, oh, you're having too many emotions, we're gonna put you in therapy. Which yeah, like if the way they process these emotions is unhealthy, then some counseling could help them develop better ways to cope with it. But if it's just like being sad, being upset, being angry, and it's like, you know, that's part of being human, especially when you're young and stuff. Overparenting, yeah. Yeah, that's also a thing like that. People who are coddled too much by overprotective parents in early childhood end up actually being very scared of the world, because they feel like they can't do anything without being protected. Like they have to be protected the entire time. Rather than giving them a feeling of safety, it makes them feel like they can't do anything on their own. When really they're the ones who should be in therapy, yeah, probably. Honestly, some counseling, some like, some sort of course in like being able to convey like healthy coping mechanisms and stuff like that to children. That would be a super valuable thing for parents. Had a really bad week mentally, had a lot of stress from work and school, like damn, aw man, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you can recover now over the weekend, maybe during the stream. Ended up playing some PS5 2 days ago. Is that a bad thing? I assume there's more to the story. Made me forget all about it. I'm glad it helped you. Alright, we got a little tangent here. Right, yeah. Wait, how many? Four hashtags. There we are. I remember myself saying in here that coping technique cards ought to be made into a trading card game. Ooh, that is a really cool idea that I apparently totally forgot about. Oh. Wait, that's a merch idea. I just realized that is a freaking merch idea. Write that down. Hang on. Ideas. Wait, how does this? There we are. Coping skill cards as TCG merch idea. Urgh. To be fair, I only remember that because I sometimes look at the VODs. Oh. Well, thank you for looking at the VODs. Then when I stopped playing, all the things that put pressure on me started coming back one by one, and somehow made me realize it was all manageable. Now that is a very important realization. I'm absent-minded, I will now press buttons. Okay. Deep breath. What's going on at the top of that screen? Well, you see... you see, it really doesn't like when I click out of the window. But I kind of have to sometimes. That's just gonna have to be how it is, unfortunately. I don't have enough screens for this. I think remembering all the things I had to do in a list type of way, not at all at once, made it easier. Oh, right. Interesting. I guess it's one of those things. I guess probably what happened is that, like, in the moment, you were too, like, caught up in the emotions, like everything was just too much. But then, when you can, like, remove yourself from the situation for a while, your brain can, like, recover a little bit, and then you can look at everything a little bit more clearly, more rationally. Hi there, Bryn Holden, how are you doing? Okay, so... Let's take some notes. Adult children of emotionally immature parents. Emotional loneliness. A lack of emotional intimacy, which can get chronic basically. Children can't understand why their parents wouldn't want to be there for them, so they'll blame themselves for it. Just my work stuff today, but seems it'll be a pretty chill work day. Nice. Get to have a nice and chill day already before the weekend. You sure that the moment was like a week? I should play more video games? Yeah. Well, maybe... I mean, if video games are the thing for you, then sure, by all means. But, yeah. Basically, the point is to find something that can, like, distract you just enough that you don't buckle under the stress of the moment, and you can just recover a little bit. This leads to deeply rooted BS about self-worth. Because... yeah. Because your connection to your caretakers is the model your brain uses for relationships throughout life. Emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is having someone you feel perfectly safe to be around and share anything with. Can be provided by emotionally mature people who are capable of dealing with their own emotions as well as others. To explain it through the opposite, emotionally immature people are so self-preoccupied, so unable to deal with and unwilling to even acknowledge their own issues, that they certainly won't want to deal with anyone else's if it is inconvenient for them. Yeah. So, an emotionally mature person is basically the kind of person you can say anything to, and even if it bothers them, they're gonna be like, okay, I see. How are we gonna handle this? I feel bothered by the thing you said. Let's work this out. You know, I see there's an issue. Let's work together against this issue. Right, like that thing. Yeah, I saw a really good graphic about that recently, but it wasn't a video, so didn't save the graphic itself. Basically, an unhealthy conflict is you versus, you know, your partner or your friend or whoever. And a healthy conflict is both of you versus a problem. And that's the kind of thing you can do with emotionally mature people, because they are is it right to say in control of their feelings? They have a handle on their feelings. They aren't afraid of their own feelings. An emotionally immature person is basically never really learned like healthy coping mechanisms. They'll externalize, we'll get into that later, like doing stuff like blaming everyone else for their issues, you know, having, I don't know, addictive behaviors, just deflecting, all sorts of stuff like that. I'm blessed with emotionally mature friends. They've helped me grow a bunch in that regard. I'm glad. I'm glad you found some good friends like that. Yeah. Emotional intimacy can be provided by an emotionally mature person. Basically a connection, an environment where you feel safe to be authentic. Because even if conflict arises, it will be dealt with in a healthy way. Us versus the problem rather than you versus me. Emotional immaturity. The inability to... Yeah. That is a great mindset. The inability to healthily deal with unpleasant emotions. Much less to deal with unpleasant emotions from other people. You're not alone. Good note. Anyone here watching Severance? I don't know what that is. Emotional pain as a good thing. Oh. Bad emotions are basically a form of pain, letting you know that something is wrong and needs to be changed. Being aware of your loneliness and where it comes from means you can figure out how to fix it. Oh. Children growing up emotionally neglected will do whatever it takes to make some kind of connection with their parents. They'll put others' needs before their own as a price to pay for being allowed into a relationship, covering up their own emotional needs, which only exacerbates the loneliness. Hang on. Yeah. Right. Many of them grow up quickly as they're already used to taking care of themselves and maybe even others. They might prematurely jump into jobs or relationships and end up in exploitative conditions in either. Oh, okay, that's pretty dense. What is it if you can't deal with your own emotions properly but have no problem doing that with other people's emotions? That is probably this thing. You know, putting other people's emotional needs before your own. Which turns it into a bit of a one-sided thing. Like, you know, it's definitely better than, like, totally pushing other people away. But it might, like, give you a less complete connection because you don't... Well, I don't know. I don't know how well... I don't want to assume, like, how well you feel able to just put, like, put your problems on others. Like, not put your problems on others, like... let others see your problems and stuff. How many times have you banned people? Not a lot. Why? do you wanna test my limits? Is that what's going on? Hi there. I recommend it. People that have a procedure that splits their personality and memory so they could work at a classified company. Oh. Can you repeat that sentence again? I don't know if I can repeat that, but I'll try again. Basically, we'll get into this. Let's recap this again. I just want to know how big your emotional intelligence is. I would say my emotional intelligence is, in theory, pretty good. Like, I don't always have the best handle on my emotions, but I can, like, put my emotions, like, on the backseat and, like, make, like, mature decisions based on what I theoretically know should be the good thing. So it's like a, you know, it's not perfect, but it works. But yeah, no, I like to think that I have a pretty good idea of people, like a pretty good sense for, like, what people are like. And when I get the sense that someone is, like, not actively out to cause trouble, I try to be very patient with them. It's not about the size, but about how to use it, indeed. I think the trait of retrospecting what you feel makes you somewhat emotionally intelligent. Although, yeah, that's one of those reasons why I'm not sure I would say that I'm necessarily super emotionally intelligent, because I have a bad habit of avoiding actually just feeling things. You seem like you have trouble putting your feelings into words. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. Although it's also a thing that I try to be extremely correct with everything I say. So I struggle to find exactly the right words, you know. Just because you retrospect doesn't mean you understand, but it's a good first step. You're always looking for trouble. Well, I haven't noticed it here, so keep that up. Okay, so let's go through this again. Emotional pain is a good thing, right? Your negative emotions basically just tell you something is wrong and we need to fix it. It basically comes with a built-in do this to fix the problem. You're angry means do something about it. Change the circumstances. Be proactive. Whereas being sad means okay, draw back. Just deal with it. And, fear means run away, etc. So when you're aware of your loneliness, that means, hey, you have a little hint there for where to go next. What I noticed that people with a high EQ tend to be spontaneous. Imperfection is part of life, they said. Oh, that's fair, yeah. That is very fair. Double it and give it to the next person. Pretty good way to deal with trouble, yeah. So, pain is a good thing. If you feel emotionally lonely, you can. That's the first step to fixing the issue. So now, oh, I got too many windows open. Children growing up emotionally neglected will do whatever it takes. Right. Yeah. When your parents emotionally neglect you, you'll try to find some way to still connect with them, which can often lead to people pleasing, putting other people's needs before your own. But a connection, a real healthy, true connection between people goes both ways. You can listen to people, but you can also openly communicate your own needs and desires. And if you just put others first, then it's not a complete connection, so to speak. You'll there's probably still going to be this underlying sense of that you can't fully let go, that you can't fully just say whatever is on your mind. And it's probably not going to give you that perfect cure for that emotional loneliness. That's the thing. Especially if you then run into people who take advantage of that kind of thing, which is apt to happen when when you don't have a healthy preconceived idea, not preconceived idea, a healthy model of how a healthy relationship looks like. I'd agree with that, unless that spontaneity is compulsive. Thinking before you act can be the difference between a good and bad response. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if I had grown up emotionally mature, I would be able to more spontaneously make like good decisions and stuff. But since that's more of a later development, I kind of have to, you know, do it more as like a very, what's it called? Intellectual, a very conscious thing. The opposite is drowning in melancholy, anxiety, and restlessness, looking for perfection. Yeah. It's true, it's true. Me when playing D&D and casting fireballs. Did you know that being forgetful is a symptom of repressing your emotions? Yeah, that... man. I would not be surprised. I do have an issue with that, yeah. Still got a long way to go. So, now, the thing about this book is that it repeats a lot of things. So, I guess let's just take notes so far and like, if something repeats itself, we'll see if we can add to previous notes. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay, so... The effect of growing up emotionally neglected. Children will try whatever they can to still connect. Often leads to putting others' needs before your own. Covering up your own needs leads to more emotional loneliness. No complete connection. Many of them grow up quickly as they're already used to taking care of themselves and maybe even others. They might prematurely jump into jobs or relationships and end up in exploitative conditions in either. Having to learn to take care of yourself with no one taking care of you. Often grow up too quickly. Uncle, how are you doing? Explains why I forget so much indeed. End up jumping in prematurely into relationships. Okay, why? I don't fully understand the connection there, so I might have to reread that part. Have you heard of Hava? Have a good day, man. You took it already. I totally would have gotten that one. Yeah, you too. How are you doing? Have a nana? Have a nana? Okay. Why the past repeats itself, i.e. why we get into relationships that are just as emotionally unsatisfying as the one with our parents. Safety lies in familiarity. Okay, that can go right in here. Or rather, leads to ending up in unhealthy relationships. Because... wait, what was it? Safety lies in familiarity. Yeah. Safety lies in familiarity. And that is such a big thing. Like, I even noticed it recently. Like, I was plagued by like insecurities about this whole project, this whole trying to become a mental health content creator, etc. And there was this kind of feeling that there's something like that I miss, something that feels comforting about just being depressed and giving up. Because it would be like, yeah, let's just go back to just living my life the way that I did like the last couple decades before all this. Just not doing anything, just vibing alone. And yeah, it seems so ridiculous, but like sometimes that really just feels like safer, because it's not the kind of stress that's like unfamiliar. And sometimes your brain will literally just be like, yeah, let's just go with the suffering that we know. Because at least it is safe. So yeah. By the way, there's an ad break incoming. So I hope you aren't bugged too much by the ads. Take care of yourselves. If you like are struck by them, get something to drink. Move your legs or something. Take care. I'll keep being here. So sleepy as always, yeah, me too. Gonna crack open another cold one, hell yeah. What's that point with jumping from mutually into relationships? I don't know. I don't fully understand where that comes from, but I assume, you know, this, like I said, this book repeats stuff a lot, so I figure we'll get back on to that point at some point. You don't know the song? No, I don't. Okay. Why the past repeats itself? Feeling guilty for being unhappy. When someone seems to be doing well for themselves but is still unhappy, that's a classic sign of someone whose physical needs were met during childhood, but not their emotional ones.
Hello.
Hello, hi there, Suba. How are you doing? Got a man closed another whole hot multiples. I wish you all the best with that. Honestly, now that I think about it, I should be right back for a bit. Man. Heck. I'm gonna power through for a bit more. Right. Feeling guilty for being unhappy is a classic sign of someone whose physical needs were met during childhood, but not their emotional needs. You feeling better? I'm glad to hear that. Males have the same emotional needs, and honestly, the fact that they are expected not to and to push those feelings aside makes them even more vulnerable. Children might try to desperately fulfill whatever roles they think their parents expect them to, as if the fleeting moments of approval were the emotional intimacy they actually craved. Ooh. Yeah, these points are also like all over the place. So I think that's part of why I like hesitated for a moment when someone was like, oh, the book is so good, because like the subject is extremely important, but like the way it's written could be better. males have same emotional needs and their boys don't cry role honestly makes them even more vulnerable. Right. There is a connection here. Children might try to desperately, yeah. Children will try to fit those roles because fleeting moments of parental approval might be the closest thing they feel to an actual connection with their parent. Yeah, like infants, babies, children, etc. They are extremely sensitive to the emotions of their parents. Is a big thing. Like that is like the main thing they have, the main cognitive skill is to just understand what the emotions of their parents, understand like what kind of behavior leads to what kinds of reactions. So yeah, they can tell like a lot of, there's some experiments where like well, I don't know if it's experiments. Yeah. I think that there were experiments. Like, they had parents in the room, and while the parent was in the room, the children would gravitate towards, like, picking up toys that were, like, you know, quote-unquote appropriate for their gender and stuff like that. Because they could tell, like, that when they tried to approach the toys that weren't supposed to be for them, their parents would be like, and, you know, when they didn't do that, then the parent was not like that. So they're, you know, yeah. But then when the parents weren't in the room, they were a lot more like just trying out whatever grabbed their fancy at the moment. Like they are really, yeah, attentive to those little bits of emotion from their parents. Okay. Is this? That's not quite it. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Thank you for that, Pat. Okay. So, hate is a normal and involuntary reaction when somebody tries to control you for no good reason. It signals that the person is extinguishing your emotional life force by getting his or her needs met at your expense. Okay. Hate is a normal and healthy. Well, let's not say healthy. Let's just say normal. It's a normal response to feeling like someone is draining your life force by getting their needs and wants met at your expense. Something I find amazing is how lifelike your model looks. Oh, I'm glad it does. So like, I guess it's normal to maybe hate your parent if that's what they did. I guess it's the point. Sometimes children are made to feel like they are the ones who have to take care of the parents instead, and those children might grow up to feel like relationships are a trap. Guilt is a manageable emotion and a small price to pay for freedom. Okay. These are different things. Some children are made to feel like they're the caretakers of their parents instead. Which leads to... hang on. Actually, I will put this here. Which leads to feeling like relationships are a trap. Guilt is a manageable emotion and a small price to pay for freedom. Okay, this one belongs with the hate. The guilt of cutting a person out of your life is a manageable emotion and a small price to pay for freedom. Okay, not trusting your instincts. I guess that is going deeper into the consequences. Without parents validating their child's feelings and instincts, they may grow up to give in to anything others seem sure about. Okay, yeah, I feel that. Which, by the way, makes them vulnerable to gaslighting. Huh. Hang on. Did my former best friend gaslight me? Maybe in subtle ways. Probably. But yeah. They might end up in relationships where they have to put in the work. Effort is needed to maintain a healthy relationship, but if it feels like constant unrewarding work, something's wrong. If both partners fit each other and understand each other's feelings, relationships are primarily pleasurable. You can trust yourself to know when you're emotionally satisfied. If you've been trained to discount your feelings, you'll feel guilty for complaining when everything superficially looks fine about your life, or feeling the wrong thing. Okay. Oh man, this is a lot. Not trusting your instincts. Parents don't validate child's feelings and instincts. Wait, let me check. Can you guys can't actually see. Hang on. I should scroll down more. Now you can see it. Okay. There we are. Easily follow whoever seems sure about themselves. Easily gaslit. End up in relationship where they have to put in work. Relationships require work, but it should feel like you're getting somewhere, and it's still primarily nice. Morning, how are you doing? You've been trained to discount your feelings, you'll feel guilty for complaining. Okay, I think, yeah, we already kind of had that one. Although, yeah, no, this does fit in here. Might feel guilty for feeling the wrong thing. Because you don't trust your feelings and everything seems fine. Lacking self-confidence due to parental rejection. Getting used to rejection means assuming that no one would care about you. This can lead to you stifling yourself and worsening the loneliness. Sometimes these kids can grow up successful and emotionally mature and all, but their trauma still lingers in the form of nightmares and such. Used to rejection, assuming no one would care about you, stifling yourself and worsening the loneliness. Got some stuff to do involving the game I'm working on, but I'm gonna wait for the coffee to kick in first. That is very valid. I had some caffeine earlier too, but I'm not sure it's doing the thing that I wanted to. Okay, so... Getting used to rejection, hang on. Getting... Parental rejection leads to lack of confidence. Assumption that no one will care leads to stifling yourself and intense loneliness. Why is emotional closeness so important? Because instincts. If vertical ape is alone in nature, it dies. Lone human is weak, monkey together strong, indeed. Let's put that up here. Why so important? Because we're herd animals. Lonely human dies. Infant instinctually knows that. Recognizing the emotionally immature parent. It can be hard to look at your parents objectively, like betrayal. Don't worry about it. This isn't about assigning blame. They mostly can't help it anyway. This is about you, about understanding them, and understanding yourself through them and your history with them. Now we're getting into the weeds of things. Understanding emotionally immature parents, EIP. Oh, posture check, thank you. Okay, so this is a whole list of things. List of things. Done. Do you think ChatGPT and other LLMs could replace psychologists? No. Because the relationship between the patient and the therapist is an important part of the whole healing process. Like, I think it's like, you know, like there are some things that it could like help you with, like stuff like coaching, just teaching you skills and stuff could help you, you know, could help people. Definitely wouldn't replace people, because like even then, like the relationship to your coach and stuff is like part of what motivates you to actually do those things. But it could be one of those things where it allows access to resources for more people. But yeah, I feel like it's like when you have basically a recording of a bunch of affirmations. Like I saw that being sold like many years ago, where it's just like some guy saying like, "You've got this, hooray for you, ah da 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 da," and it's like, sure, like that's nice stuff, but like you're consuming this stuff with like the knowledge that hang on, it's like, it's basically like having like one of those hug pillows, you know? Like in the back of your mind, you still know like, I am doing this because I lack someone who will actually hug me, right? Maybe it's just me. That's how I would feel, at least. And like, if you're like just struggling with like, you know, feeling like you're worth something, feeling like all those things that are ultimately probably like based on like these deeply ingrained things that are probably stem from something like this. Something like this where it's like, you know, you don't feel like you're inherently worth something. You don't have that that deeply ingrained trust in the world and in people. Then, you know, just having these things like given to you by like cold hard AI, and it's like, okay, these that's certainly some kind of theory, cool, but it's not going to reach you because it lacks the connection. It doesn't really disprove that deeply held belief that no one will actually care for you, right? Even if it's stuff like, even if it's other stuff, like honestly, like what kind of things are there that you could use therapy for? Like if you, I don't know, for anything that is just pure hard, like, hey, if you struggle with this, then try doing this, then it could work. But even then, yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not awake enough for this, but yeah, it'd be a hard replacement for human connection. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. LLM models have a really hard time keeping track of little details and intricacies. That too. ChatGPT needs so many therapists itself right now. Poor little ChatGPT. Okay, hang on. Let's actually read this list. My parents often overreacted to relatively minor things. Hang on. Let me actually put this here. Actually, what does it look like to you now? Sure. And that is fine. Wait, no. Not understanding, recognizing, that's a different thing. Overreacting to small things. Oh. Wait, that's not it. Oh, there we are. Overreact to minor things. express a little empathy or emotional awareness. Seemed uncomfortable with emotional closeness and feelings. Uncomfortable with closeness. Come on. And feelings. Often irritated by individual differences or different points of view. Irritated by different POVs. Used me as a confidant, but wasn't one for me. Used child as confidant one way. Often said and did things without thinking about other people's feelings. Inconsiderate of others' feelings. Didn't give me much attention or sympathy, except maybe when I was sick. Little attention or sympathy, except when sick. Inconsistent. Inconsistent between wise and unreasonable. Either offered unhelpful, superficial advice or got angry or sarcastic when I was upset. Not helpful. Often angry or sarcastic. RRT. Kid upset. Whoop. What to do? Conversations always focus on them. Defensive even in polite disagreements. Didn't care for successes. Didn't care for facts and logic. Don't look at own role in problems. God, that is so common. Black and white thinker. Okay. Personality pattern versus temporary emotional regression. Anyone can briefly lose emotional control when tired and or stressed. When it's a personality pattern, it shows up repeatedly and the behavior is so automatic and unconscious that they aren't aware and don't reflect on it or see anything wrong. Facts don't care about your feelings, but I do. Aw. Thanks, Langary. God, but yeah, it's so painful how often that kind of rhetoric, that like facts don't care about your feelings, is used by people who are very emotional. Hello, Ping. How are you doing? Okay, go on, every stretch. Kibabua. Oh, God, I'm so tired. Man, I'm afraid I won't be able to stream long today. It's unfortunate. Ooh. Hey. I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're recovered and feeling better. Well, I am recovering. I'm still not quite there. Still really under the weather a little bit. So. Personality pattern versus temporary emotional regression. Oh. Anyone can briefly lose control under circumstances. It's a pattern if it's automatic and you're not aware and don't reflect on it. Okay. Come on, work with me here. Ah, Hirosomi, hi there. Thank you for the follow. Good, yes, that is me. Hi, how are you doing? I'm losing focus, gonna have a little break. No worries, no worries. Oh man, I'm losing focus too. Thank you for that, Pat. That can race now. Aspects of emotional maturity. Emotional maturity. Comfy vibes, yay! If there's anything I got, it's apparently those. I hope you enjoy them. Okay, so emotional maturity. Capable of thinking objectively while sustaining deep emotional connections. Can think objectively without losing emotional connection. Like, I think that can be a trap people fall into. That, like, a lot of people have this idea that they are capable of being perfectly rational, which is a fallacy. That is not a thing that exists. If you, like, you can let your actions be guided by a rational thought. That's a good thing. But if you don't recognize that your actions are ultimately, like, inspired, driven by emotions, then that just means you're helpless to actually work with those emotions. That means you're actually like more apt to just act on pure emotion because you think that what you're doing is just perfectly rational. But meanwhile, in the back of your head, your brain is just going like, yeah, this is the right thing, because I want it to be, because it fits my narrative right now. And you're unaware of that if you aren't also connected to your emotion. If you don't also recognize, like, hey, this is what's going on here. The non-binary the non-binary slug. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? So, can function independently while also having deep emotional attachments, incorporating both into their daily life. Capable of functioning independently. But yeah, maintains connection. It's all about connection, baby. Directly pursue what they want without exploiting others. Pursue needs and wants without exploiting others. Points like that kind of feel like, you know, the author is just saying like, okay, that they pursue what they want, but they do it without exploiting others. They're just You know, like the author is just saying like, I want emotional maturity to be this perfectly good thing, which I guess it is, but like, I don't know. I don't know if the not exploiting others necessarily plays into it, but it probably does. Because like, if you're really emotionally mature, like, I guess part of that is also like having a certain base level of respect for people, respect for people's experience. Because like, I guess that's part of being connected, right? Of being connected to your emotions and being capable of handling other people's emotions. I guess that doesn't really work unless you also have like enough respect for other people's feelings, that you will just naturally be like, yeah, I don't want to like make people suffer, like, unless I can help it. I mean, if I can help it, rather. The basis of a person's belief system generally requires some concrete basis fact that supports everything while being unquestionable, which is probably decided by personal feelings. So really, emotion and rationality are probably intertwined. Yeah, definitely. Like, in intellect, rationality and stuff, that all of that is just a tool, right? It's like, yeah, it's just a tool. But emotion is the thing that actually uses the tool. If you don't have emotion, then nothing tells you like what to do. Your emotions are the things that say that you want to do something. Like, that's actually been proven. Like, we've had that with Atomic Habits. That there was this experiment where they turned off the ability of rats. Okay, that it's a little bit of a different thing. Like, they turned off the ability of rats to what was it? To create dopamine. And like, they could still enjoy things, but they just didn't do anything. Like, they could still be given things that they enjoy. Like, they could be like tickled or something, and they would be like, oh, that's nice. But they wouldn't even seek out food because they just weren't motivated to do anything. Like, that's how emotions are. That's so real in me for Alright. Hi there, Golden. How are you doing? Thank you for the posture check and the stretch. Oh god. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, oh dear. Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. Ah, that stretch. That was a long time coming. Holy crap. Whoa. All right. Pet the cat on the way. Hell yeah. Fenmi, hi. How are you doing? Good stretch. Yeah. Okay. Right. Directly pursue what they want without exploiting others. Sufficiently differentiate from their original family to build a life of their own. Can build a life of their own. Not... What was the word? That word is gonna pop up. Enmeshed. Enmeshment, not enmeshed in family. Well developed sense of self and identity. Yeah, that's still a thing I struggle with. But, you know, the Ｓōʀᴄ thing, that's been helping with that. So that's nice. I can highly recommend being a VTuber or something, just to build an identity, even just dabbling in it, even just like imagining like what would I do if I was a VTuber, you know? That can really help you just like figure some stuff out about like how you want to be, how you want to present yourself. Comfortable with and honest about own feelings. Get along well with others thanks to well-developed empathy, impulse control, and emotional intelligence. Get along well with others. Empathy, impulse control, EQ. Right, hang on. There was a thing that I wanted to say, like, right. There are psychopaths. Apparently. Apparently that is actually a thing. There are people who are capable of understanding other people's feelings, and they just don't really inherently care about other people's feelings. I really need to eventually like learn about that, because like, I don't know, I don't like the idea of that. Like there's a part of me that just wants to say like, no, that's not a thing, but like apparently it is. Like I just have to accept it. And I don't know, I like and like it's a thing that people just are born with, apparently, which makes it even more unsavory to me. And I don't like the idea that like some people just aren't. Disappointment in the game of life. Hi there, creeper boy. Some people just aren't quote unquote good. Like, I don't know. I wanna learn more about that. And figure out like if those people can still be good, and like if so, how, and etc. etc. I guess I think I have actually heard a little bit about that. Like they can still recognize like aren't good, man. Yeah, like I guess the thing is that like you just have to rationally explain like, hey, act like a good person, because it's like just better for everyone in the long run, right? It's just not sustainable if like some people just get exploited and other people exploit. Like just, you know, everyone's gonna be happier if you just treat people kindly. With psychopathy, they can't process stuff like remorse, so they don't understand that they are wrong. At the double helix. Met people like that, it's very much a thing. Also, raymomo.pog, hello. Welcome in, how are you doing? There are a lot of functional psychopaths, to be honest. They live among us and have normal lives, especially if they go to therapy. Yeah, I definitely need to like learn more about that, because it's like such a wild concept to me that I can't quite wrap my brain around. Yeah. Have you ever done a psychology thought experiment stream? I have not. Many first timers in chat today, yeah. That's really nice. Welcome in, y'all. I hope you enjoy it here. Yeah. Okay, get along well with others. Wait, hang on. Psychology thought experiment stream. What would that even look like? Ah, Mimi, hi. How are you doing, Mimi? I'm doing okay, just getting stuff ready to 3D print, even though my 3D printer isn't working at the moment. Oh. Well, I hope you get that worked out. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the vibes here. They're kind of fun, like the trolley problem and stuff. Ah, the trolley problem. Oh, right, those kind of thought experiments. I thought For some reason, my brain was like, am I supposed to like turn you guys into like an experimental group or something? Like to do an actual experiment on stream? Like how does that work? But no. Like, no, like stuff like that, I guess could be interesting. Like, yeah. TBH. I said, how are you doing? No cute? Aw. No cute? Why no cute? I can't speak for being a psychopath, but there was a time period of several years where I felt zero empathy and I still acted positive and kind because it was the most beneficial thing to do for everyone involved. Oh. Interesting. Oh. Zero empathy. Like, oh, what did that look like? I know I had like, back when I first made the concept for Teu, it was because I was in a period of like feeling very hateful towards just people in general. And I wanted to like get back like this sense of, you know, lovingness that I so treasure in myself. Yeah. Was that it? That like, that what you mean? Like not feeling empathy for people? But still acting good? Because like I still wanted to be a good person, of course. Make half of chat into prison wardens and see how it turns out. I'm not sure if that would be good. I just felt nothing at all for anybody, not hatred and not warmth and not care. Misanthropy still counts as caring about others. Oh, interesting. Oh. Fascinating. Huh. We're gonna have to talk about that. Like hit me up in DMs or something. Like, I want to learn more about that. If you would, if you wanna. Gibble. Rocco's basilisk. What the heck is that? What the heck is Rocco's basilisk? A thought experiment which states that an otherwise benevolent artificial superintelligence in the future would be incentivized to create a virtual reality simulation to torture anyone who knew of its potential existence, but did not directly contribute to its advancement or development. In order to incentivize said advancement. Okay, I'll look into that. That's a lot. That's a lot to unpack right now. Be happy to? Hell yeah. Like the evil version of the game. By the way, I lost the game. Well, shit. So did I. There's a small thing that needs to be replaced in the printer, and also I have overcome a lot of mental stuff in my days, which caused my mother to want to go into psych stuff rather than a regular nurse. Oh. I'm glad you had a mother who like cared enough to do that. Yeah. And also that you have overcome that mental stuff. I'm really proud of you for that. That was like seriously difficult stuff. Oh my god, is that Raven? Raven, the cute cat. and themselves. Who is, or rather, who is part of the cute community? Yeah. Hi. I think the closest analog I have to psychopathy is when I consider how much I care about the conditions in which my phone was fabricated. Oh. Interesting. But like, oh. So like, That's an interesting analogy. So like, there's, because like, the conditions in which your phone will fabricated, like you would probably like for everyone to be like, to have better working conditions, everyone who worked on that, but like, it's still, you're still disconnected from it. It's still really far away. Hi there, Tora, how you doing? Right? So, and you know, you don't really have the means to really do much about it, so it's like, I don't know. well, sucks. Is that it? I muted stream because D&D, but amazing code, yeah! Hello. Hi. By the way, for more information on functional psychopaths, Google prosocial psychopathy. Oh. Alright, thank you. Personally, I think the human brain isn't really evolved to empathize with the ramifications of labor conditions across the world. Yeah, no, we're not built for that. I feel similarly about eating meat. Yeah, same. I just try not to think about it. Like, I only eat, like, chicken and fish and, like, sometimes, like, beef and pork. But only because, like, that's the stuff that it's just normal meat and I don't think about what it is. As soon as people are like, hey, that's rabbit, I'm like, why would I eat that? I'm gonna be thinking about how that's rabbit. No. I was a problem child in elementary school, had no friends in middle school, and depression got real bad to that point, dear. And high school was butts in retrospect, but still my best part of school life. I'm 25, just finally getting my life together. Man, like at 25, honestly, that is really commendable. Like, I'm like 10 years older than you. And I just kind of started getting to work on like really getting my life together. So honestly, props for that. Opinion of the chat. How many of you would play a connected trilogy of games consisting of a FNAF-styled horror game, a top-down Call of Duty Zombies-like game, and a first-person shooter RPG with a movement of Titanfall 2? That is a lot of words. I cannot even quite grasp that right now. It isn't, but I imagine the psychopathy is a localized version of that apathy. I could see that, yeah. Yeah, and like, yeah. Meat comes in plastic packaging and nothing happens before that. Yes, exactly. It's never too late to you. I think you're doing a great job. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. They make the meat at the grocery store. It's like in Star Trek where they say, "Computer, make the meat." The famous Star Wars quote, "Computer, make the meat." I'm 28, also haven't exactly gotten my life together exactly, you know. It's a process. Like, I think there are very, very few people who like truly have like their life together, you know? Yes, Star Wars, famous for Picard and Spock, yes. Did I say Star Wars? Damn it. Finally going to school for stuff and have a job that I can hold. Hell yeah. I'm so glad. Mind if I ask what the job is? Because like, I don't know, I've never been able to find a job that feels like something I could actually hold. Like I feel like I could hold a job if I just have the right environment, like if I feel at home there. But you can't really search for a job offering based on like vibes, you know? On the kind of work environment that you have there. So, walking dogs for a small business. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, unfortunately I'm allergic, but like, yeah. That would be a really good way to go about it for people who have trouble with like people and stuff. Like that would honestly kind of double as therapy because like dogs can be very therapeutic. Bum. I'm 26, only now feel like I'm capable of something. Well, it takes a while. Like I've heard a rule of thumb that like it takes about as long to recover from trauma as the trauma itself persisted. Something like that. And, you know, for most of us, you know, it's probably a long thing. Giggity, but like, you know, it's probably like been unhappy home life and unhappy school life, or just unhappy school life, you know, that's a lot of years. And it's gonna take a while to really just process that, and then more time to take the initiative to like really do something about it, and then the time to actually do something about it, and etc, etc. Like it's a long and hard process. I honestly feel like we are really being pressured to feel like we need to have everything sorted out. Not only do things feel like more chaotic nowadays with the internet, we also get so much more comparisons right now. Yeah, that is extremely true. Like, that's also something I've become more aware of with like all those Reddit review videos that I've been watching. How many people really just want to project this image of like having everything put together, having like this healthy, happy family, and having this amazing job and everything. Just performance. That's all it is. It's just performance. And yeah, it's important to make yourself aware that that's all that it is. And like, you don't have to hold yourself to the standard of someone who is like performing as a successful person. It's like, obviously they're gonna look like more successful than you do because that's the role they're giving themselves. Yeah, but even then, like, even if people aren't just performing it, even if people are successful, you're still like super like exposed all the time to all these very successful people, and it gives you these unreasonable expectations of like what the bottom line is. Like, it's important to recognize that you're only going to be seeing the cream of the crop, basically, and like the stuff that gets really popular, but that's not the norm. Otherwise it wouldn't be the cream of the crop. The norm is just the crop, you know? And you don't have to be like the specialist dude at the ball or whatever, you know? Honestly, like, for me, like, to put it this way,
Remember, you all are valid, loved and accepted. You are amazing and you will get there. Why do I speak with the German accent? I don't know. Chamomile, why you vibrate my head?
Wait, that's a different voice. That's a different voice. What happened to TTS? Did he go through puberty? Has he finally gone through puberty? Is that what happened? TTS, German TTS. You're sounding so much more mature now. I hate it. Hang on, that totally threw me off. Hang on. Where was I? Right. When it comes to, like, for instance, art, my tastes, like, for any kind of art, like any kind of media, my tastes are like a big old bell curve. Like, I think that like 90% of things, well, let's say 80% of things are just like good, you know? This is like real nice. Like, whether it like is really professional or it's just not that great or something, it's just all good, you know? And then, like, it takes like a heckin' lot to really impress me. But also, like, within that like bell curve, like, there's stuff that just like sticks out to me because it just resonates with me, you know? And that's one of those things that like you have to make yourself aware of when you're like a streamer or any other kind of like creator or anything. You're not going to be like the most outstanding person in the world. But you're going to resonate with a lot of people if you just do your thing the way you do your thing. Yeah. Basically that. Hang on. Oh man. Hey, I am super behind. By the way, there's an ad coming up. And I need to take that opportunity to have a 5-minute break. I would like my brain to stop thinking that I have to master life quickly, yeah. What was that quote? Some of the most interesting people I know still haven't figured their life out. The most interesting people I know didn't know at 22 what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of the most interesting 40-year-olds I know still don't. Okay, there it is. Now, yeah, there's an ad coming up and I need to be right back. Sorry, I'll catch up with chat afterwards, but I've had to go to the toilet for like an hour now, so be right back. No, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yes. There we are. And I don't know, all of that disappeared when I started doing drawing on the right side of the brain exercises and started doing PMR, because all of those focus your attention away from those thoughts, you know, your thoughts, and into what is actually there, all of your sensory information that you're gathering. And that lets you see the world for what it really is, which is usually not, almost always not as bad as your thoughts make it out to be. Like right now, you're safe. Right now, you're listening to me. Right now, there's nothing to fear. And it'll be okay. You're okay. Ugh. Come on, dude. At least get on. Extreme QT.
Oh no. Oh no. What am I going to do that? No, I was going to possibly do that. Oh no. No, but how do I talk? Oh, this is going to be very difficult though. I'm sorry, this is going to be really difficult. This is really hard on my throat, I have to say. But I'll try to do it for a little bit. Is this out there?
It's just up the elevator and down the hall. Sure, what the heck. Show me the presidential suite. It sounds lovely. What? What? You can't do that! Fuck! Rude! Can someone clip that? Holy shit! I was in the middle of talking to a dude. Holy crap. No. Shit. Shib up. Shib up. Shib. Ooh. Shib. People. I panicked. Unsafe, kitty. Please. Oh yeah.
I can go even deeper. please do not fear me. Actually, don't fear me at all. I'm very sweet. Oh, I try to be at least.
Yeah. We got that range, bruh. You sound like you would be a wonderful dad. You should find a nice lady goat and make 2d4 babies. Hang on. Hang on. Where are my dice? Where did I put them? Ah, heck. Here they are. Where's my d4? Okay. 2d4 babies. Let's go. That one fell on the floor. That one doesn't count. Ah, that's one. Okay. Come on. Let's go. Another one. Ah. Okay. Two babies. Oh god. Wait, no. It's right. No. Help. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's next year? What are you talking about? Oh god. I can't even tell anymore what we're talking about. What is the 6th jump room? Hello. How are we doing on this fine evening? Okay, bleh. Where did I leave off? Hey, you're such a cutie nerd. What?
Sternchen falls into chat Habada. Greetings Taiju and chat. I hope you are doing great Taiju. I hope you are fully recovered now Taiju. Running out of reasons to say Taiju. Taiju.
Hello. I wish I was fully recovered, but I'm not. Ah, right. Hello there. Thank you for the follow. I'm glad you enjoy it here. Feeling pressured. Dog walking, horror games. Options are endless. Washing neighbors' cars, mowing lawns, all that stuff. Have you ever been around goats, or is there a non-zero chance that you're allergic to goats? I am probably allergic to goats. I've been to the petting zoo at the local zoo a few times, and yeah, I think my nose reacted each time, but worth it. It sounds very good though. Wait. My idea of having things figured out is a vague plan and improvise on the way. That's totally fine though, yeah. Sounds very good. I think being able to keep the plan vague is generally better and more flexible. A too clear and rigid plan can be more risky. Plus I'm not one to sit down and super plan as where necessary. Yeah. That is totally fine. What's more important is just like to have more of a sense of who you are. Ah, Anyu, hi! How are you doing? As long as you have like a sense of who you are, like all the other decisions are gonna fall into place, I think. Also I get all the big dogs because I'm a 6'4" strong guy for now. Nice. For now? Okay. I see you there. The vision is important. As a miniature painter, having social media is both a boon and a curse because on the positive side, you can find as many people as you want to connect and share the hobby with. On the opposite end, comparing your art to expert, yeah. Don't forget the hidden struggles. Lots of people don't share all their struggles and share the filtered versions. Yeah, definitely. I'm that psychology meme of, nah, other people have it worse. That is exactly what we've been talking about here. In this thing. Like, downplaying your struggles because, like, you feel like you don't deserve to feel bad because like on the outside like everything looks fine and stuff. There's no such thing as like, you know, oh, other people have it so much worse, I don't deserve to feel bad. Like, it's all how hard it is on you is totally dependent on like not just the thing itself that you experience, but also like just the underlying like mechanisms that you've built up to actually cope with those things. And you know, like some people experience really traumatic things and they come out of the other end fine, and other people experience stuff that seems less traumatic but they end up traumatized because they just didn't have enough of a support system. Maybe also they had like just inherently a less what's it called, can't think of the word, a less bulky less sturdy like psyche, you know. That's also a thing. German TTS finally matured. No. Thank you for the lurk. I'm shaken to the core. I know. That's why I always try to mentally isolate my work from those online. Everyone has a different style and journey. Yeah, definitely. Normal distribution. Personally, I'm finding lots of value by generally enjoying things I do, and if not looking for what good these things bring me, yeah. Like the things that... We're gonna get into that with this book too. Oh wait. Oh. I was seeing my own cursor on the screen and I was like, what? I mean, not my own cursor on the screen, but like my own cursor in the recording. It was it was very confusing. Okay. Wait, what was I? I was saying a thing. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. About like following your instincts, but following your instincts. Let's just call it your instincts for now. Habada. Taiju, yeah. The one and only correct way to pronounce Taiju. Indeed. May I suggest a now playing element to your stream layout? I'd love to know which songs are playing. It'd be helpful for those who want to see and support these specific artists that are playing. That would be fair, yeah, wouldn't it? This is a bunch of Pokemon music. Yeah, I really need to figure that out. Honestly, I also need to just do that thing where the music doesn't show up in the VOD. And then have like song requests also. Hey there, hello. I'm doing meh. I'm in the middle of a nasty cold. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get well soon. Especially since we wanted to hang out on Monday. I guess balance is key, like realizing there's worse can help, but never let it undermine your struggles. I've been listening, just been making food because I want to survive. That is as good a reason as any. Objective, survive. Good food, good. I'm glad you got food. Alright, freaking, where were we? We were doing this list thing. Get along well with others, alright. Interested in other people's inner lives, enjoy opening up and sharing with others. Interested in sharing inner lives with others. Work out interpersonal problems directly through communication. Healthy communication, conflict resolution skills with a Z. Cope with stress in a realistic, forward-looking way while consciously processing their thoughts and feelings. Stress coping in a realistic, forward-looking way. Processing feelings. I should probably work more on my tabletop game. I've been interested in game dev all my life. Ooh! You're not the only one in my community who is working on a tabletop game. By the way, you know what? We have a Discord. Please join the Discord. It's a lovely community. Working on it, been stuck with it for 3 days now, downing tea and ginger and lemon like a maniac, sleeping lots and yeah, doing my best. I want to see you. Aww. Oh yeah, don't push yourself. Don't push yourself. Like real infections, they take the time they take, unfortunately. Although sleep definitely does help. Yeah, I would love to hear more about your tabletop game. Can control the emotions when necessary, anticipate the future, adapt to reality, and use empathy and humor to ease difficult situations and strengthen bonds. That's a bunch of things to put in one point. I'm gonna split that up. Can control emotions. Give me to be. Hello there, dummy. How you doing? Can anticipate future and adapt to reality. Uses empathy and humor to ease difficult situations. Enjoy being objective and know themselves well enough to admit their weaknesses. Can be objective, including knowing own weaknesses. However, and we're back to lists. More lists, okay. Personality traits associated with emotional immaturity. By the way, let me move this further up, make it smaller. Yeah. My game that I'm making is a tabletop war game, I think Warhammer, but it's in a setting that my friend came up with and I've been helping develop. Oh. What makes it unique compared to Warhammer and stuff? Taking things easy. I'm always cuddled up and will only get up to get more tea. Nice. Definitely let you know in case I'm still coughing on Monday. I think you've been sick for long enough. Hope you're doing better. I'm doing better, but still not super good. Today's gonna be another short stream, unfortunately. Which is irritating. I don't know, like, if it's caused by, like, those allergens, then I don't know why it's not better yet. I guess, you know, my body probably just developed an inflammation, and inflammations just take a while to subside. I guess that's it. Okay. So, personality traits associated with EI. Rigid and single-minded, might strive in simple situations with clear paths, but will act either rigid or impulsive in more complex situations, like relationships or any larger issues with strong emotions attached. Try to cope by narrowing reality down into something manageable, and will not budge once their minds are made up. Okay. Rigid and single-minded. can deal with clear-cut, simple situations, but struggle with complexity. Deal with it by simplifying things and refusing complexity. Hang on. Complexity, especially relationships, large issues with emotional baggage. Deal with it by simplifying things and refusing to fudge one's mind is made up. Not gonna lie, it's basically just a bunch of concepts I like from a ton of tabletop board games I like, mostly taken from Star Wars Legion, but instead of proprietary dice with symbols on them, I'm using d10s. I've joined Discord, feel free to DM me, hell yeah. I'll, you might also wanna contact Otis about it. Otis the Can. Someone else who is developing their own, tabletop game. But yeah. I think you would get along swimmingly. I really hope you'll feel better soon. Maybe this was stress. I'm looking into anti-inflammatory diets at the moment as well. The body is a powerful thing, it sometimes needs to be treated extra gentle. Anti-inflammatory diets? I hadn't really considered that that's a thing. Like, do keep me updated on what that entails. I would like to refuse complexity as well, I feel that in my core. Yeah, you know what, that is fair. But like, I mean, I think the complexity in this case... Hang on. Yeah, in this case it's probably more about like just... Nah, I think... Yeah. I mean... Sorry, I'm going back and forth between a bunch of thoughts. I think to some extent it's normal, because like the brain just doesn't like stress, doesn't like difficulty, but you know, it's always more comfortable when things are simple. And especially like when you struggle with ADHD and stuff, that is another thing, like, you know, it's just so much easier to work with stuff when you like you've got everything like real nicely laid out for you. But I think we still have like the willingness to let things, to accept that things can be complex, and we don't like, you know, we don't insist that like no, it's not a complex issue, it's just that these people are dumb and bad, and that is all there is to it, you know, that kind of thing is what they mean here. Ah, cute chat member. Hi, Captain Tom, how are you doing? I don't like confusing tabletop games with too many rules, because I can focus on my attention to things that actually matter, like friends. Yeah, that is a totally good, good, like, concept for a game, to simplify things and just make it more about other stuff. And you can also have, like, mechanics that, like, maybe specifically encourage the other stuff, like, encourage banter between people, I don't know. I'm just at the very beginning with the diet stuff. There's a bunch of veggies and nuts and such that are oxidative and will help the body with dealing with inflammation. I'm personally trying to cut out carbs and sugar bit by bit because of PCOS and its struggle. Oh god. Yeah. Cutting out sugar is so hard. Tabletop? Yeah, that's where the food tends to go. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Ah. Man, where are all these new people coming from? Hi. Bunch of cuties. Bunch of cuties coming up in here. Okay. Rigid and single mind. Low stress tolerance. I get the thing with complexity. I like goofing around about that, but I know about people who are dumb and make things complicated. I need to learn to not care and relax about that. I'm back, but I'm buzzed. Well, that is acceptable. Twitch recommended you. Well, thank you, Twitch. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it here.
As a reminder for our dungeon masters in the chat, the rules are but a suggestion, and you can run your game with whatever rules you choose. The books are only a blueprint for how to play the game so that you don't have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, basically, tabletop games are a lot like the kind of make-believe games you play as a child, except instead of someone just being like, oh, you can't hurt me with your laser blast because I have my anti-laser blast shield. You can actually have like specific rules that say what the laser can and can't do, and who has a laser blast shield and who doesn't, and stuff like that. But, you know, aside from just stuff that people might fight about, then yeah, organized play pretend, exactly. Twitch says Teiyu is famous. Woo! Oh dear me. I don't think that's quite right. AKA playdate. Ooh. Organized play pretend makes me so excited. God. Oh, that sounds so nice, doesn't it? I just mean in general, I don't like Warhammer because of so many rules upon rules, but something like one-page rules, where all of the main rules can fit on one double-sided sheet of paper, is more preferred, even if there isn't as much depth. It's gonna be hard to reconcile that with like war games, because that's gonna involve a lot of strategy, and strategy is gonna involve a lot of like calculating stuff, and that's gonna involve a lot of rules. So I don't know, it seems challenging to make. Played a bunch of D&D with my friends, but it spirals out of control sometimes.
Is Twitch realizing that Teiyu is the GOAT?
Is Twitch realizing that? God, I don't like this new voice. What is happening? Bring back the old voice. Bring back the old voice. Okay, hang on. Responses to stress are reactive and stereotyped. Don't assess the situation and anticipate the future, but instead use coping mechanisms that deny, distort, or replace reality. Have a hard time calming down once upset. Expect others to soothe them by doing what they want. Also prone to seeking comfort in intoxicants or medication. Okay. Responses to stress are reactive and stereotyped. I'll need to look deeper into what that exactly means. Responses to stress are reactive and stereotyped. Try to use coping mechanisms that distort reality rather than assessing the situation and anticipating the future. Hard time calming down. Expect others to soothe them by submitting to their will. Often seek comfort in self-medication. Is Twitch realizing that Teiyu is the GOAT? Honestly, OPR one-page rules did it really well. They have released an advanced rulebook for FAQ parts, so if you want more depth. Oh. Also, Gasland's my favorite war game because the pieces are Hot Wheels that you put guns and other stuff on. Ah, that is really good. That is really good. I tried to say cool and good at the same time, apparently. Okay, that is really cool. So you're actually studying at the moment. Well, I'm
Haltet ein. Ist Zuckung realisierend, dass Teo ist der Ziegigste?
Bro. I'm just gonna move on from that. I'm kind of studying. I'm repeating, I'm revisiting my old notes to take summarized, quicker notes. But also, we're discussing stuff. I don't know. These notes are turning out really long. But, like I said, this game repeats a bunch. This book repeats a bunch, so we're not going to be taking this detailed notes on everything. I used to be interested in psychology in high school until I wasn't. Why weren't you? Why did you stop? Keep summarizing until you have a perfect single sentence. For the whole book. I'm not sure that works. Ach nein, I'm becoming Goten Twitchen-Streamer. Ach nein. Welch ein Desperatio or something. I don't know, that was Latin. It got weird? Psychology? Or your interest in psychology? Hi, Pat, how are you doing? I'm interested in an aspect of psychology still. Welch ein Unheil, yes. What an unheal. Hang on. Is there another final point there, or nope? It doesn't look like it. Okay. Woo. So that was the first one. Dear me. Deary me. Wait. Okay. What? Kartoffelröhre? Excuse me? Also, Pat is Carl? What? I guess it's more of a pun on like, oh, like Kartoffel. Ah, right. Like Pat, because Pat is also not. Yeah, okay. Anyway, my brain is not working anymore. I think it was mostly all the different branches of psychology that got me a bit confused. I guess that's understandable. Hey, are you German or Dutch, if you don't mind me asking? I am Deutsch. Can I ask a technical question about VTubing setup? Sure. I mean, maybe after stream would be better for that? Unless it has to be right now, I don't know. Okay. So they are self-referential, not self-reflective. What does that mean? All roads lead back to them in a conversation. Oh, okay. Take any opportunities to talk about themselves, even to upstage whoever is talking. Don't really like to listen to others. Might politely wait for you to be done and then move on to another subject. Yeah, like that reminds me a lot of a bunch of insane parents things. I heard like there was that father who was really like narcissistic, and his son's girlfriend proved to him that he has no idea about his son. Like she knows him better than he does. He really wasn't listening at all to what the son was saying. Like, the son was like really hyped about like a new job position he had and stuff, And she asked him just like, what is the name of the company he's working for? And the dad didn't know it, because the dad was just constantly focused on like, okay, how can I make myself look good in this situation? That's like, we're gonna get into that, but like, that's the big thing about emotional immaturity, which is very strongly related to like narcissism, is that you know, we tend to think of narcissism as like something that means like you think of yourself as like this super awesome cool person who is above everyone. But what's actually going on is that narcissistic people actually lack that inherent understanding that they are worthy. Take care, Izzy. Have the fun with the enemy. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, they lack that that self-evident understanding that they are worthy, and they learn to cope with that by just constantly having to prove to themselves and to others that they are. They constantly have to be like, no, everyone else is dumb. They constantly have to be like, hey, look at me, look at this, give me attention. That kind of thing. Because, yeah, that's the only way they know to like still have this sense that like they aren't just completely worthless and no one cares about them and stuff. Right. Hang on. Kartoffel. Technical question. Fußgängerüberweg. Okay, just having trouble with my tracking. Was wondering how you do that while wearing glasses, but I'll take it to the end. Oh. How to do that while wearing glasses? I don't know. I never had any problems with the glasses. Maybe it's just because like I have an iPhone XR, which is the cheapest iPhone I could get that has like the advanced tracking thing. Not at all. Okay. Right. They are self-referential, not self-reflective. They won't consider their role in the problem and dismiss it by saying they didn't mean to hurt anyone, so that clearly they can't be blamed. So the focus remains on their intention, not the impact on someone else. Self-referential, not self-reflective. Gotta be center of attention in a conversation. Don't like listening to others. Don't consider their role in problems. I didn't mean to hurt you, so I can't be blamed. Dismissing their impact on others. Specified in the ends? You do use an iPhone, that will help me then. Okay. Promote role reversal. We'll basically expect their children to be there to support them instead, to give them comfort, unconditional admiration, and someone to talk to about their troubles without giving the same back, right? Role reversal. Children care for them instead. Low empathy and emotionally sensitive. Being out of touch with their own feelings, they are also blind to how they make others feel. The highest form is mentalization, the ability to imagine that other people have their own unique minds and thought processes. True empathy also requires resonating with those feelings, basically, you know, taking them seriously. You can recognize someone's emotion, not care, and then just use it to manipulate them. That's no bueno, okay. Low empathy, emotionally sensitive. Out of touch with their own feelings, blind to how they make others feel. Highest form of... I'll need to look deeper into that later. Highest form of... highest form of... Actually, just read that back later. Yeah, I'll have to look back into what that exactly is. Okay. Why are there so many emotionally immature parents? Basically, they had it bad. Considering children as humans is a pretty new concept and is still not universally accepted. It used to be all about physical care and discipline. Yeah.
Just spilled my drink, so I'm gonna make tea with cinnamon. Want some too?
Sure, thanks. Also, sorry to hear about your drink. Just spilled my drink. Ach, mein Spillen. Why so many EIP? Because their parents didn't know better. Children being humans is like new tech or whatever. They just knew physical care and discipline. Okay. Deeper effects of being emotionally shut down.
You know what they say. Caution is the mother of the porcelain box. But it helps nothing to cry over spilled milk.
Spilled milk. Ah! Deeper effects of being emotionally shut down. Emotional inconsistency and contradiction. Growing up with many restrictions means they couldn't develop this sense of self naturally, ended up with a without a well-integrated sense of who they are. Like an amalgam of various borrowed parts, many of which don't go together well. Oh. This goes on to make them unpredictable, which leads to the children feeling uncertain. Oh. Oh, this is still about the parents. Okay. I think I'll still be able to get some fun out of this new TDS. I'll still try to see if I can revert to the previous one. Growing with many restrictions? Emotional inconsistency and contradiction. Couldn't develop sense of self naturally due to restrictions. Ended up without a well-integrated sense of self. More of an amalgamation of borrowed hearts. The old one is the old one, yeah. Makes them unpredictable. Does children feel uncertain? Intermittent reward situation where the parent will sometimes be loving can serve to make the child bond even more strongly and desperately to the parent in an effort to chase those rare moments of emotional closeness. Oh! So it's like an emotional Skinner box. You know, like a Skinner box? You know, that thing that's like important to gambling theory. Basically, when an animal has a button which always produces food, then when they are hungry, they press the button and they get the food, and then, you know, they eat the food and they're good. But if the button is unreliable, if it sometimes gives food, they will be just so focused on just constantly pressing that button, because like, who knows if like it'll keep working? Who knows if they'll keep getting food? Like, who knows? Etc. I know. Burhus Frederick Skinner type beat, indeed. And yeah. Oh. And yeah, holy crap. Intermittent reward situation. Parents will sometimes be loving. Can lead to exceedingly strong bond where child desperately clings to parent. Emotional Skinner box. What the fuck? It's all the more likely to make the child feel responsible for the mood shifts. Also makes child feel all the more responsible for mood shifts. Okay. Getting some good stuff here. So like gambling or gacha or loot drops and MMOs, yeah. Learning about families again, yay! Hi there, Moa! Moa! Have you checked your DMs yet? You silly goose. I'm gonna need you to check your DMs, please. How are you doing, by the way? Everyone check out Moa. Moa's good. They develop strong defenses that take the place of the self. Learning that some emotions are forbidden, they suppress their instincts and don't develop their real self. Sometimes children will feel like there must be a real... Oh my god, I did the thing. I used the wrong there. The cinnamon tea and Japanese scent sticks be going crazy together, oh my. Sometimes children will feel like there must be a real, fully developed person underneath those defenses, maybe even cherry-picking their favorite parts and claiming that those are the real ones, but they all are. It's all real. Also note the uncomfortable parallels to the kind of behavior some people display towards the love interest. I could fix him and stuff. I did, but I would have forgotten about it, so thanks for reminding me. Busy mind. Yeah, that's fair. Cozy AF, hell yeah. Intense coziness. Okay, strong defense mechanisms take place of the self. Some emotions are forbidden. So instincts and self-development are suppressed. Sometimes children feel like there's a real self underneath there, but nope, it's all real. And there's some uncomfortable parallels there with I could fix them and such. I can fix her, I can make it worse, indeed. The Mystery Dungeon music right now is a real study vibe, yeah. Incomplete development leads to emotional limitations. They fear feelings, avoid dangerous emotional intimacy by sticking to a well-worn life script. Children of these parents often develop a fear that if they start crying, they won't be able to stop, because they haven't been allowed to experience the initial ebb and flow of emotion without having someone step in to stop them. Oh. Incomplete development leads to emotional limitations. Fear of feelings. Avoid dangerous intimacy by sticking to well-known life script. Children, their children, to be clear, their children often develop fear that crying won't stop on its own because it's always been stopped by someone else. And they don't know the natural flow of emotions. Alright. Oh, wait. Here we are. Okay. No. Wait, aren't you fast? There we are. Okay. Focus on the physical instead of emotional. Emotionally immature parents might take care of their child's physical needs, but not much else. Some children might remember being well taken care of when they were sick, even affectionately so. Apparently parents who were afraid to be affectionate used their child's sickness as justification to allow themselves to indulge them, then would stop once the sickness is over. It's okay when it's in service of the child's well-being. This can help the development of psychosomatic conditions as the body learns that there are benefits to being sick. Okay, yeah, another juicy one. Focus on physical versus emotional. Take care of child's physical needs. Yeah. Nothing else. Okay, yeah. That's also sounding very familiar. So many insane parent stories where the parent is just like, I have given you everything you could possibly ever have wanted, including emotional abuse. That is part of growing up. Some might use child's illness as an excuse to indulge them because it's the only acceptable reason to do so. Can lead to development of psychopathology. psychosomatic conditions. Yeah, like, I was at a psychosomatic clinic for a while. And that's one of the things we were taught about it, is that there are like secondary benefits to being sick. Like, your body might develop psychosomatic conditions like reacting to stress by getting sick, because it's deeply ingrained in it that like when you're stressed out, for instance, like if you're sick, you get to chill. And at the time, like your body's main priority is just like, I don't want to be this stressed because it's bumming me out, bro. And I was like, well, okay, you know what? Let's be sick. Sounds good to me. Let's freaking go. I never connected the dots. Whenever I do some TTS shenanigans, you say I'm just gonna move on. Is that the thing where you put your emotions in the backseat? Nah. Nah. That's... I mean... It's not like... it's not like the TTS is like actually making me suffer or something. That's just me being like... That's just me being like, hang on. Something funny happened. I have to react to it in a funny way. And it's like... I'm going to react to it by just saying, okay, that happened. Let's move on. You know? Don't worry about it. It's not that deep. Killjoys. Self-explanatory. But also, frickin' that thing. I wonder, is this a particularly American thing? Being killjoys? Because, like, I need to look deeper into that video that Moon Channel made on what was it? What was it exactly? Valorant reference? No. It's just the general Killjoy's reference, you know, like Killjoy was here. Hang on, let me try take a sip. Where was I? Right. He made a video essay about something, but used it basically as an excuse to talk about the deep cultural roots that a particular brand of Christianity had in America. That made it so that it's like some stuff is just looked down upon as like un-American and like, oh god, it has like really big consequences. Like it's based on this belief that right, it's based on this belief that if you're bound for heaven, then your current situation must reflect that you are going to, because you're already virtuous. And so there's this strong desire to already be like super successful and to only work, to only keep working for success and do nothing else, because like just enjoying life doesn't bring you closer to that. It brings you closer to not going to heaven, to going to hell instead, and stuff like that. And like, for instance, that is the reason why prosperity gospel, yes. That's the reason why so many parents get like angry at their children's like soccer games and stuff, because they need their children to be successful. They need that for their own for their own gratification, for their own knowledge that like, yeah, my child is good and will go to heaven, is worthy, stuff like that. Hang on, let me there's gonna be an ad coming up. That is fine. We're just gonna finish this and then freaking blah. Oh, wait, we gotta end the stream because like my throat is dying. I'll try it. By the way, on you, take care. That's just how you get an insecure kid, if anything. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you'd like playing Tactical Breach Wizards. I have no idea. Why do you think so? I'm honestly not much of a strategy person because, like, yeah, my ADHD brain doesn't deal well with, like, lots of moving parts. Oh, it deals with some of this stuff. Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. I wouldn't have guessed. Okay, puzzle game, it has great writing. Oh, okay. You know what, let me just open a tab real quick. Technical Breach Wizards. Whoop, Hi there, Boomer. How are you doing? Much words, yes. Alright, there's gonna be an ad in just a moment. Please take that opportunity to take care of yourself. If you're struck by the ads, look deeper into the moon channel thing. Sorry. Guten Abend, Blauaugen Weißknaller. Anyway. Intense but shallow emotions. Easily overwhelmed by deep emotion, they instead tend to transmute that uneasiness into quick reactivity. But the expression seems superficial, dramatic, but not deep. Okay. They have intense but shallow emotions. Look deeper into that. I don't fully get it. Yeah, like there's some parts in this book where it seems like the author is just kind of like saying they do this thing, but it's like bad. Yeah. And I'll need more of a clear like description of like what it actually means. It's like their expression seems superficial, dramatic, but not deep. Transmute that uneasiness into quick reactivity. That's a lot of words. That is a lot of words that I don't fully know what to do with. Could be worse, but I'm sad and empathetic for some people who were let go from my job today. Just sucks. Ah dear. Big hugs. Big hugs. I'm just gonna be glad that it didn't hit you. Haven't had that happen anywhere near me yet, so I don't know it firsthand, but I don't doubt that for a second that it sucks. Don't experience mixed emotions. Blending contradictory emotions together implies a grasp of the complexity of life. Black and white thinking rules out difficult dilemmas and stuff. Blending contradictory emotions implies grasp of the complexity of life. B and W, thinking is much more comfortable. Differences in quality of thought. Finally, my ads are over. Aw, thank you for sticking through them. Difficulty with conceptual thinking. Restrictive households generally aren't conducive to the development of independent thought. Emotionally immature people can still be intelligent and capable of complex conceptual thought, but their inability to handle strong emotion makes them unable to keep this up for subjects that are emotionally close to home for them. Once strong emotion enters the picture, they fall back into black and white. Okay. As soon as a subject has emotional baggage, they fall back to B and W, thinking. Ads beyond that. Thank you to everyone who stuck through the ads, I really appreciate it. Prone to literal thinking. Conversations tend to be shallow, just about facts, like what you're doing, what the weather is like, but nothing of the world of feelings or ideas. Oh god. I have this replacement grandpa. I don't have any surviving grandparents, but I have the parents of my father, not father-in-law, my stepfather. That's it. And God, I love him, but they do have like my mom and her husband, they do have this strong suspicion that he's like a little narcissistic or something. Or, well, they also have a suspicion that he might be like on the spectrum somewhere, somehow. Which, you know, especially like, there's this famous story of how he forgot his son's birthday. He forgot his son's birthday. And then they were like, I think his mom? I mean, not his mom, but like his wife or something. I don't know. Someone said like, it's the same as Goethe's birthday. And I was like, oh yeah, then I know it. It's like, okay. Glad to know that you have some interest in life. But yeah, every time, like, he'll call every once in a while, and then basically your role when he calls is to just lean back and listen to what he's been doing about, like, you know, this stuff he's been up to, the stuff he's going to be up to, and like all the people he knows, the people in his like hiking group, and like the stuff they study and their families, and it's like, okay, those are a bunch of things. Cool. I'm not gonna remember any of that, but I'm glad you're having a good time, my dude. It's just like fair enough. And then somewhere in the middle, he's gonna be like, by the way, how are you doing? I've been thinking about you. How is that thing? And then you say, oh, it's been going well, you know, but and then he's like, I see. So anyway. Sounds like tism maybe, yeah. My dad was just off by 27 days when it came to my birthday. You know what? I guess he tried. Like, he gets like one of those cutout stars, like, an attempt was made. Prone to literal thinking, yes. Okay, so let's take those notes. Prone to literal thinking, shallow conversations about just stuff. Bro's getting peer-reviewed. Oh dear. I see. So anyway. Just curious, were your grandparents also German? Yeah. I have one grandparent who was Romanian. I never got to meet him. Yep. Shallow conversations? Intellectualizing obsessively. Oh. Might get obsessed with certain intellectual topics, but don't apply that ability to self-reflection or being emotionally sensitive toward others. A preoccupation distracts from emotional intimacy. Might discuss favorite topic at length, but don't really engage other person. Ah, well there it is. Intellectualizing obsessively. Might be obsessed with subject. Don't apply that ability of self-reflection or emotional sensitivity towards others. Their hobby distracts them from emotional intimacy. Discuss subject at length, but don't engage other person. Two of my best friends live in Romania. Hell yeah! Reminds me that there's one person I still have to book about stuff. About checking her DMs. Okay. Chapter 3. How it feels to have a relationship with an emotionally immature parent. How it feels to have a relationship with an EIP. Oh well, hang on. Ah, okay, that's how it goes. Gotta go. Butt hurts from sitting too long. Dog needs to walk. Well, thank you for hanging out so much. It's been nice meeting you. Hope to see you again sometime, and take care of yourself. Have a good walk. Good walkies. Oh. Okay, no, that was too much. Oh dear. How it feels to have a relationship? Exercise. Assessing your childhood difficulties with an EIP. I didn't feel listened to. Rarely received their full attention. My parents' mood affected the whole household. They weren't sensitive to my feelings. They seemed to expect me to know what they wanted without being told. Felt like I could never do enough to make them happy. Was trying to understand them, but they didn't. Open and honest communication was difficult or impossible. They thought people had their assigned roles and shouldn't deviate. They were intrusive and disrespected my privacy. Seemed to think I was too sensitive and emotional. Played favorites, stopped listening when I didn't like what was being said. I often felt guilty, stupid, bad, or ashamed around them. They rarely apologized or tried to fix problems between us. I often felt pent-up anger toward them that I couldn't express. I don't know. I'm not gonna write all that out. But could be interesting for short form content. Okay. And there we are. Conversation is difficult or impossible. Lack of interest in other people, need to be center of attention. Conversation is difficult or impossible. Yep. Provoke anger. Anger is a natural possible response to abandonment. If this anger is repressed out of fear of repercussions and internalized, it can lead to self-hatred, depression, and even suicidal feelings. Anger against the self. Oh. Or like passive-aggressive expression of anger, trying to defeat the parent or authority figure through behavior like forgetting, lying, delaying, or avoiding. Oh. Interesting. Anger is a normal response to abandonment. If repressed. I feel like I'm gonna have to take more notes just on these notes. Just like sort them into something workable. Like, this is so dense. Dense and scattered all over the place. If repressed, it's good to just have them in one place at least. If repressed, out of fear of repercussions, can be internalized, leading to self-hatred, etc. Anger against the self. Also, passive-aggressive expression of anger, trying to defeat parent or authority figure through stuff like, oops daisy, I did not pause it. Oop. Come on, pause. For forgetting, lying, delaying, avoiding. Pay you the note VT, your information gathering animal, yeah. Emotional contagion. Little children communicate their needs by making everyone else also feel miserable, thus forcing them to take action to resolve the problem. Emotionally immature parents do effectively the same, but if the parent isn't willing to or able to understand their own feelings, the problem can't get resolved. Oh. Emotional contagion. Basically make their negative emotions everyone else's problem, so they have to deal with it like a baby, basically, yeah. I wonder if that's like at the core of the whole Karen phenomenon, right? Like someone feeling like stressed in their life, also got a little bit of that narcissism going on, and then, you know, something doesn't go their way, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking make you miserable because I feel miserable, and you know, well, I'm making that your problem. I can see that. You don't get to just chill while I'm feeling unhappy. Don't do emotional work. Emotional labor is hard, but comes naturally to emotionally mature people. It doesn't do emotionally immature ones. They sometimes even take pride in just saying whatever comes to mind, no matter how unnecessarily hurtful it might have been. They seem to think that they have no responsibility to care for the feelings of others if they don't explicitly spell them out. Oh. Okay. Don't do emotional work. By which I mean, apparently, the work are of, taking into account and dealing with other people's emotions. I always wondered why they would care enough about the stuff they do to make such a fuss. Yeah, it's all of this stuff, like that whole like narcissistic need to establish themselves, to put themselves above others. They, yeah, like one of them explicitly was like, yeah, there was this post, where someone was like, hey, it's not that hard to just say, you know, please and thank you to your local, I don't know, fast food employee or whatever. And someone literally answered that, like, I'm not gonna say thank you to someone beneath me. And that's like the most explicit expression of like, yeah, they really just feel like they have to put themselves above someone to just really hammer home like, no, I am important. I am big and important. Everyone has got to recognize that. Because otherwise I'm gonna be really sad and I'm gonna feel like, oh no, maybe I'm not so cool. No, that can't be true. Oh no. And then yeah, just shitting on those people when they make a mistake is just another expression of that, like an intensified expression of just like, oh, you think you can just make a mistake here? Like you down there? Fuck you. Go above someone, just use a ladder, yeah. Honestly, healthier than this. Often even brutally honest assholes. Don't feel responsible for others' feelings, especially if they didn't explicitly spell them out. They are hard to give to. They want to be cared for, but don't actually like to accept genuine concern. They reflexively pull people in, but then push them away. Ironically, expect people to read their minds. If you really love me, you'd know what I want. Hard to give to. Want to be cared for, but genuine concern stresses them out. Because, of course, it's a genuine attempt at connection. Reflexively pull people in, then push them away. Expect others to read their minds. That whole mind reading thing. Hang on. There's a thought forming. The whole mind reading thing. Yeah, like victim behavior kind of plays into that. Like, when you're doing the whole mind reading thing, like you expect others to read your mind, you're basically... Thank you for the deep breath. It's basically like reaffirming this deeply held doubt about your value as a person, but like you're making it everyone else's fault. Like they don't really like it's expecting others to mind read is basically a trick to force them to like no worries, to force them to prove basically that you don't care, that they don't care. Like it's like that thing, like I used to do that sometimes where I was like, okay, if this or this doesn't happen, then I know for sure that they don't care. Something like that. And it was just like, okay, then at least I have clarity, and you know, I am used to no one caring about me, so heck yeah. Home sweet home. But also, when you're doing that to someone, you're making them take the responsibility for that. You're saying like, oh, you're the one who does not care about me. That is your fault. That is your shortcoming. And I am the poor victim. And, you know, everyone should love me, but no one does. And that's their problem. You know what really bugs me? When I went to the bookstore a couple of times last year, there were books with stuff like mind reading in the title, but they sound so blatantly manipulative that I didn't want to buy them. But mind reading skills sounds like something that I could use. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. They resist repairing relationships. They prefer to conveniently blame the other person. If the other makes a repair attempt, they have a completely unrealistic idea of what forgiveness looks like, expecting to just instantly return to how things were, as if processing emotions and rebuilding trust didn't take time, and as if actions didn't have lasting consequences. Resist repairing relationships. Conveniently blame other person. Have unrealistic ideas of forgiveness when other person makes repair attempt. Expect things to just go back to how they were, as if processing stuff didn't take time, and as if actions didn't have lasting consequences. That's another very common thing. I said sorry, but you're being immature. You're being so selfish. Just keep on harping about what happened, like da. It sounded like they would teach you how to be better at being manipulative, which, oh dear. Yeah, no, that is not great. They demand mirroring. Emotionally immature parents naturally mirror the emotions of their child, which aids in the child's emotional development and allows them to feel seen as a unique individual. For some people, the word sorry is a single word spell that casts disarm on opponents. Indeed. Emotionally immature parents tend to expect their children to be the ones to mirror them. They expect them to act the way they want. The self-esteem rides on things going their way always, but a child is incapable of accurately mirroring an adult. Some parents have a fantasy about their babies making them feel good about themselves, and get all upset when those children turn out to have their own needs. Demand mirroring. Mature parents mirror emotions of their child, aiding the child's emotional development. EIP tend to expect the child to mirror them. Want them to act the way they want. Their self-esteem rides on things going their way. But a child cannot mirror an adult. Fantasy about their babies making them feel good about themselves. Like some kind of... You're special because you gave birth to me. You absolute god or something. Then the child ends up being a person with their own needs, and it's like WTF. My note-taking skills are absolute. The self-worth rides on your compliance. This makes the child's emotions even harder to handle. As their brief love, hi. Hello there, how are you doing? And unfortunately, I'm gonna be ending soon. We're already going a lot longer than I expected, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed here for a few minutes at least. How are you doing? Self-worth rides on your compliance. This makes a child's emotions even harder to handle, as their failure to deal with the problem makes them feel anxious about their quality as a parent. They'll then blame the child for making them upset. Statements like, well, I guess I'm a piece of shit then, serve to shut down conversation. That's so common. That, like, oh, no, I'm so... You clearly don't need me, like, I'm clearly such a bad parent. Oh dear, oh, 333 stream time, yay! Make a wish. Self-worth rides on compliance. If the child doesn't do what they're supposed to, parent feels anxious about their quality as a parent. Oh right, that's also a very common thing. I think, yeah, that's a big part of why parents disown their children if they turn out to be like gay or whatever, because the parents have this idea that like that's a bad thing. And I was like, the child didn't turn out the way that they were supposed to. Clearly, I did something wrong apparently, but like, how do I deal with that? Fuck. No. They're evil. They're brainwashed. Get them out of here. Not my child. Not my responsibility. Fuck for that. I wish for colon 3. Colon 3 is sitting on the doormat now. Hello, colon 3. How are you doing? Blame the child for upsetting them. Stuff like, well, I guess I'm so horrible then to shut down conversation. Rolls are sacred. Oh wait, that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. I think? I don't know. We'll see. Next time. Role entitlement, demanding certain treatment because of your role, such as parent. Role coercion, forcing / manipulating someone into taking up a role, i.e. the parent wanting the child to act a certain way. Oh, that is basically universal. Role entitlement. I'm parent, so I deserve thing. Role coercion. You are child, and thus you must do thing. Okay. Okay, let's freaking go. Freaking rate someone. Go hang on, you guys, wait. Man. I'm so glad so many of you guys have been here with me. Even though, like, today was a very slow day, and I am very slow. Yeah. Papa. Let's see. Who do we read? Do we have a colibri? I would like to read a colibri if available. There does not seem to be a colibri available. Unfortunate. You know what? Hang on. What is Gear playing? Gear is playing a thing. Y'all wanna chill with some brain rot? And, oh wait, you guys are seeing them. Totally forgot about that part. I hope you guys didn't see anything that you shouldn't have. Yeah, let's rate a femboy. A femboy and his soon-to-be wife. I don't know if they're gonna marry anytime soon, but it's gonna happen. Trust me. I know it in my heart of hearts. Let's fucking go. Yeah. So, shout out to Gear Twister with an underscore at the end. Gear Twister with an underscore at the end. Yes. So, if the rate doesn't take you, you know where to go. Fem rate, yeah. Remember, I have YouTube channels. Please follow the YouTube channels. And those are gonna be the main basis of like trying to make this a living eventually. So your support would be very much appreciated. Also, once again, if you aren't following me on Blue Sky or haven't joined our Discord yet, please consider doing so. We have a very lovely community with lovely people, and we meet on Saturdays to do things like watch movies or play games. And yeah, if you're subscribed, like some kind of like extremely cool person, then you can copy that red message. If you're not subscribed, like an equally cool person who is not subscribed, then you can copy that red message. And we're right now. Let's go. Gotta rate a Gear Twister. Yeah. Aw, Sari. Sari's so cute. I'm an extremely cool freeloader, apparently. Yeah. Alright, y'all. Y'all. Wow, big smooches. Okay. Yeah, my brain is deteriorating. Wow. Wow. I hope to see you again on Sunday. We're gonna have another introspective art stream. So, yeah, gonna be healing together. Using art to heal and introspectorize and yeah, gonna be comfy and nice. Hopefully, it will be. As long as you guys are there. In the meantime, I'm Taeyu, your emotional support animal, and yeah. I'm gonna get some rest. Hope to get I get to be here while you do your thing. Yeah. And if you want to, you can also join, but you don't have to. Yeah. Take care and remember that you're loved. Bye bye.